What people went on slavery with ship? Us.
Right.
We as a race came on this side of the world. God prophesied that through Moses, saying, my people Israel will go into slavery again with ships. That's who he's talking about here.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Y'all know who you are?
I know I am.
Yeah. Look, all right, what's your nationality? I know that's what he's going into. I'm just feeding off of what he's bringing out.
I'm a shaman specialist.
Huh?
I'm a shaman specialist.
A shaman specialist?
Yeah.
What's that?
What's that? It's basically a religious specialist.
Okay, so what's your nationality was the question, not religion.
Oh, wait, so like, can you give me an example of what you mean by that?
I am, you know how people say African American?
Yeah.
Okay, I am a Levite from, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Levi.
Right.
That'd be my nationality. Hey, what's your nationality?
I'm a Gadite from the nation of Israel.
Right, so that's a nationality. Like, hey, what's your nationality?
Moroccan.
Moroccan? All right, so are you Arab?
African, yeah.
Yeah, all right, so Arab?
Yeah.
All right, so he's Arab. You see that? What's your nationality? Notice none of us say anything about religion.
I would say cosmos.
Okay, so you don't know.
Person from the cosmos, that's it.
Okay. In the cosmos, there's about 18 different nations. Which one of those nations in the cosmos you come from? Like I just said, he came from Gad, which is in Israel, right? He's Gadite. I'm a Levite from the tribe, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Levi. He's Arab, right? Yours, that's what I'm getting at. You see what I'm getting at? You can say universe, you can say Christian, you can say your nationality.
Are you trying to keep racism alive?
Anyways, so look, check this out. It says this, right? You see this? This has happened in our history, hasn't it? Right? You familiar with slavery? You right? Okay, now I'm gonna tell you why it's important. This is no slight to you, but y'all played a part in this. In history, the Arabs sold us to the so-called, you see the guy who came over, y'all trying to keep racism alive? They sold us to them. Right. Right? So, don't be uncomfortable about it, it's just history. So they sold us, pay attention, they sold us to them, right? When we got sold to them, they forced us into this, which in turn made us worship that.
Right.
You see that? Now, when we had started to worship in Christianity, and then some of us now be thinking that Islam for us is a black man's religion. That's not our religion. That was their religion. That also got forced on us. Listen, that got forced on us by them. Right?
Right.
I'm gonna show you.
Bring it out.
Let me show you. Give me Jeremiah 3:2. Watch this, if you excuse me for one quick second, because I have something I want to ask you a question, so don't go nowhere. And I will, hey, my brother, Michael, I want you to stay around for a second. So now look at this map. Come. I need you to see. Visuals are very important for black people. Now, you see where we came from, right? All over on this side. We were sold throughout Africa, inside of there, in the trans-Saharan slave trade. When we were sold, and the Arabs were selling us to other real Africans, because that's not what we are. This is one of the religions that we learned as a race. Watch this, come on.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 2.
Now listen to the scripture while also examining this map. Watch, come on.
Lift up thine eyes unto the high places.
Read. So high places is talking about the idol temples. Go ahead.
And see where it has not been lain.
Read.
With. And in the ways has thou set.
And the ways where we had set. When you usually sit down and then you have to lift up your eyes to somebody teaching you, there's somebody teaching you while you're sitting down. Watch, come on.
As the Arabian.
As the who?
As the Arabian. In the wilderness.
So now the Arabs, when they sold us throughout Africa, right? In the trans-Saharan slave trade, we had to sit down and learn their ways from them.
Right.
Here's the question though. Islam. How did that religion get started? Let me ask you. How did that religion get started?
Which one?
Islam. Who got the Babylon Timbuktu? Somebody give me that. Let's get some documents. Hey, real quick, while you getting that, give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. I'm gonna help you out right now.
Well, I was about to say a little quote, but I was about to say, like, as far as slavery, I believe, like, it don't got nothing to do with none of the people on the earth.
You think so?
I just believe that it was just meant to happen from our main creator, because he just wanted to show us what would happen if we don't trust the amendments.
Okay, well, how about this? I'm gonna give you a fun fact. Right now, in Morocco, in Yemen, in the United Arab Emirates, and Liberia, currently today, look it up, we are still getting sold into slavery.
Right.
Right now. So regardless of what you believe, I believe a lot of things. My flesh wants to believe a lot. But facts are different from belief sometimes.
Right.
You need to go by the facts, Bible facts at that. So my facts have now been altered by what God said is true. So the hell with what you might think. Go by where the facts go. Go by where the facts lie, right? Okay. Currently today we're still getting sold. That is a true statement. You look it up. Right. In the past we got sold, but why is the question? Because we didn't listen to God. And he says it here. And this was thousands of years before it happened. Deuteronomy 28:68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Watch this.
And the Lord shall bring thee.
The Lord God shall bring us, go ahead,
into Egypt again.
Now it's not talking about actual Egypt in Africa. It's talking about the same conditions we were in Egypt. You're gonna go back into that same condition, but this time you're gonna get there how?
With ships.
How?
With ships.
So what people went on slavery on ship? Us. Right? Look at the map. What people went on slavery with ship? Us.
Right.
We as a race came on this side of the world. God prophesied that through Moses, saying, my people Israel will go into slavery again with ships. That's who he's talking about here.
Right.
Right? So now, listen up, Michael. Listen up, Michael. Check this out. Michael, stay with me. Listen up. What did I just say?
I heard a little bit, but
yeah, you get distracted.
But I was like, look, I may not remember everything.
That's fine.
But I can see it like a movie in my mind. So.
All right, you can see the imagery.
Yeah, imagery.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you? What I said? What did you imagine?
When you were talking about the slaves, how they got saying how it was us, and then when I think about us, I was like, us is a word similar to united souls, so that could be like me. I think us mean united soul, like united soul.
Well, did we go into slavery? Like it's just as it stands, right? We went into slavery, didn't we?
What are you talking about? Just the Africans?
Us as our race? Did we go into slavery?
Yeah,
we went into slavery. The only thing I'm bringing out now, God said it would happen. You know why he said it happened? Because we didn't do what he said. At the end of the day, all of the other stuff, let me table that for a second. We became slaves because we did not listen to God.
Right.
That's it. It ain't gotta be nothing, it ain't deep. You didn't listen? All right, here's your punishment. You with me? The ones he used as a punishment to do this to us, he used the Arabs, he used the real Africans, because that's not what we are. He used the so-called white man. He used the East Indians, the ones that have, the ones with the down here, you know what I'm talking about, right? The East Indians. He used them. Right. He used the Chinese to put us in slavery. Right. He used the Japanese to put us in slavery.
Right.
So there's a reason why it happened. It's not like it's just man that thought, hey, let's go get those niggas over there and then put them in chains. That's not why. The reason why we got put in chains is because we didn't listen. Right. That's not hard to believe. We can tell black people something right now, and it's hard for them to listen to stuff. Like, for example, whenever we bring up slavery, I notice the two people that get uncomfortable the most are ignorant, slave-minded black people and white people who don't want to hear that they did it. Right. That's the main two people that don't want to hear it. Right. Everybody else will understand, you know what? Yeah, that did happen. That's true. But the only people that don't want to hear it is people who are slave-minded, the house niggas, right?
Right.
And the people who own the house, which is
Right.
that's the ones that did it. And also the real Arabs, also the real East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese.
Make it plain.
So we got scattered. I need you to just follow with me now. Now I gotta ask you something.
Sure.
Do you have any family? Yeah, whatever. You're gonna get judged for what you did.
Right.
So anyways, in Gaza right now, right? His race, the one that's yelling. In Gaza, are you related to anybody that's over there? No? All right, being that you're Arab, you said that they're not your enemy?
Huh?
Are they your enemy? Hey, I'm gonna tell you, God has special plans for that area.
Right.
And this is what he said first. Yeah, hey, the whole cross thing that you just did, God ain't with that.
Right.
Just said what Bible said. Love even your enemy in New Testament.
Okay, give me Zephaniah 2:1.
You know?
I'm gonna show you something. He said, love even your enemies, right? Now I'm gonna tell you, God has enemies that he wants judged. The enemies that he's talking about is if you have people of your own race, right? And he's talking about his people. He said, if somebody else, let's say me and him, Michael, let's say me and you have a problem, one with another, right? We have a problem so much to where now we became enemies one towards another. The way how we fix it is I still have to love you and you have to love me because we have to deal based off the law he gave me and you.
Right.
Now, when other people got the records of the Bible, they read it and they automatically put aside that Israel is everybody. They said, hey, love your enemies. The slave master, this is what he did. He said, hey, I know I put you in chains. I know I raped your mother, your father, so on and so forth. That's what the slave master did. And so to make us be subdued to that, he said, you know what? I know I can tell those niggas. Hey, love your enemies. Servants, obey your masters. Everybody, hey, Christians, forget that one. What about that one? Remember when he used that?
Right.
They did that. He's talking to us only.
Right.
He never made the Bible for everybody. Let's say, all right, even you, right? The Quran. That's not for everybody. Right? That was made by yours for yours. I mean, it's true. That's what it was made for. We learned it. We learned Islam, for example. We learned it because your race put ours in slavery.
Right.
That's the only reason. But it wasn't meant for us. As uncomfortable as it is for a lot, the only reason why people get uncomfortable with the truth is because it happened.
Right.
Black people like to make everybody comfortable. I don't give a damn about making you feel comfortable. I want the truth.
Right.
That's what it is. Oh yeah. Give me that.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Now watch this. Watch this very close.
Gather yourself together. Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
So now, the nation that's not desired, Michael, who's the most hated nation on the planet? Most hated race of people on the planet. Nobody like them. They always have something mean to say about them. Who's the most hated race?
Not really sure.
Us.
That's right. That's right.
Anything they look at as bad, they say is black.
Right.
It's always us. Whether it's over on the other side of the world or it's here, it's us. He
Right.
said, gather together, O nation, not desired. Talking about us. Come on.
Before the decree bring it forth.
Uh-huh.
Before the day pass. As the shaft.
As the chaff, it's talking about destruction. Watch it now. Right now, there's war going on over on the other side of the world. Iran is rearing up their missiles, their bombs, their army to fight against the Jewish people.
Right.
God said, you blacks and Hispanics need to get together before I make Ish pop off. This is what prophecy is talking about. Watch, he's going to say the words himself. Come on.
Before the chaff. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Before the fierce anger of God comes, go ahead.
Before the day of the Lord angers come upon you.
He said, before God's wrath comes upon us, so we need to gather together. Listen good. Go ahead.
Seek ye the Lord.
Seek God.
All ye meek of the earth.
The meek only comes from us. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the real Israelites. Watch this. Come on.
Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness. Seek meekness.
Seek meekness.
And maybe ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
So it may be we might be hid from God's wrath. Now look at this. Watch what he says next. Verse 4.
For Gaza.
So where?
For Gaza shall be forsaken.
So now, right now, is not Gaza forsaken? Is not Gaza getting bombed to hell and back?
Right.
Guess what God said before Gaza gets destroyed?
Right.
He told us to do what? Read one again.
Gather yourselves together.
Read.
Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
So now, when the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians start to gather, God's going to start to render judgment on the earth.
Right.
One of the places that God is going to start to render judgment is where? Read verse 4.
For Gaza.
For what?
For Gaza
Read.
shall be forsaken.
For Gaza is going to be destroyed. That's what he said. Go ahead.
And Ashkelon.
And Ashkelon, another place in Israel now.
And desolation.
So now, Israel, that's coming up, is going to be destroyed because y'all are going to gather together and do it. We need y'all to gather together.
That's right.
We need y'all to gather together and go ahead and reap the judgment that God said y'all going to do.
Right.
Our time, that's what God says y'all have to do. God said we have to gather together so we can be hid from his judgment. That's y'all's part. That's our part. Right. Go ahead.
They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday.
Now, Ashdod is modern day Tel Aviv. That's the place where they have the biggest gay parade and all the other stuff in Israel. Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it, but that's where they have it at. Go ahead.
I have an ask.
And Ekron.
I have an ask. When you say you have to gather together,
Yes.
but when you try to gather with your people and they don't want to, when you show them love, they show you love, but fake fucking love. And
Yeah,
they
I'm
try
with
to
you.
do
That's a
some
good
boy
question.
shit.
That's a good question. I hate that you had to ask it though. It's good. I wish you had asked it, but that's fine. I'm gonna tell you why. When we have to gather together with people who don't want to gather with us, this is what God said. Give me Zechariah chapter 12. 2 parts. Give me that. 2 parts therein shall be cut off. Give me that. You know where that is?
13 and 8.
Yeah, give me that. Zechariah 13 and 8. Watch this.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Read it up.
And it shall come to pass
Read.
that in all the land, said the
So
Lord,
now he's talking about all the land. He's mentioning here, right? Go ahead, watch this.
2 parts
2 parts of your nation.
therein shall be cut off and die.
So now, we trying to gather our people, right? But God said everybody's not going to want to listen to the Bible.
Right.
God already prophesied there's going to be most of the people you talk to, they're not going to want to hear that you got to keep God's commandments. You got to marry. Those of y'all who dealing with sisters dealing with men, got to marry.
Right.
You got to keep God's holidays and all that. Most everybody are not going to want to listen that God is black, Christ is black, you have to keep his commandments.
Right.
He said, I already know that. Now for the people who don't want to listen, this is their judgment. Read it again.
And it shall come to pass
Come on.
that in all the land, said the Lord,
Read.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
So now he says, now let's say out of the black and Hispanic race, there's 3 billion. Let's say there's 3 billion of us, right? Okay, 2 parts shall be cut off and die. He said, when I come back, I'm gonna kill 2 billion.
Right.
That's what he's saying. Because everybody's not going to listen.
Right.
Everybody thinks that God love everybody. When he said out of his own mouth, I don't.
Right.
I only want a certain.
Right.
I don't care if everybody don't listen. My job that God commissioned us to do is just merely teach the word. The believers are going to come. The ones who don't, let them die.
Right.
That's what he said. I'm going to give you a proof. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, start at verse 1.
Bring it out.
If you don't want to listen to your nationality, that's your own undoing. When it's time to die, don't cry to God because he ain't coming for you.
Right.
When it's time for judgment to come on this earth, don't cry about it because God gave you warning before it happened. But now, listen good. There will be civil war here in America. I want you to listen. Right now, Europe is having a real big problem. There's a lot of terrorist attacks going on in Europe. There's a lot of new mosques and Christian churches getting brought down. There will be problems in Europe. Those same things are happening here. It's going to start here. When civil war, when the food starts to get short inside the grocery stores,
Right.
when now it's getting harder for you to get a job, which is happening now,
Right.
when the Great Depression hits again, don't cry, don't moan about the problems that's happening because right now you're getting warned.
Right.
Black people like to be reactive instead of proactive.
Right.
Watch this, come on.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness
That's what you're seeing now. Righteous men standing in great boldness, go ahead.
before the face of such have afflicted him.
Right, because there's not everybody that wants to listen. We're gonna stand in front of everybody who made us look like a laughing stock.
Right.
And we're gonna get delivered. And
Right.
then they're gonna look at us get delivered while they're going through hell. So I'm gonna pause there. I hope I answer your question. Mike,
Yeah.
what's your nationality?
Nationality?
I'm about to compare for a second.
What does that mean?
Okay, you see how you don't know? What I see his nationality was? What we brought out? What did we bring out his nationality was? You don't know?
That's what does it mean? So I can tell.
Your race.
Race. Black, African American.
Okay, you're not listening. You're not listening. So I'm gonna ask forgiveness for you for this one reason. I'm about to go insanely slow. I need you to pay attention while I'm saying this, right? So I'm asking you to have mercy on me. I'm being real with you, because you got to know this. I'm about to go insanely slow. Don't feel offended at it, but you need to know it. You with me? Now, Deuteronomy 28, one more time. I'm going to go slow, and I'm only hit 3 verses. I'm already starting. Listen close to what is being said. You understand me? Okay, read this one more time.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it up.
But it shall come to pass.
He said, it's going to happen.
Right. If thou wilt not hearken,
if you don't listen
unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you don't listen to God, what's going to happen?
To observe to do all his commandments.
If you don't do his commandments that he wrote down here.
And his statutes.
Commandments.
Which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses.
All of the bad things that God wrote in the book is going to do what?
Shall come upon thee.
It's going to come upon you as a race.
And overtake thee.
And overtake you as a race. You with me so far? You don't listen to God, bad things going to happen. One of the bad things is verse 48. Here's the second verse. Watch this.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Now, if we didn't do what was going to happen to us? If we didn't do what?
If we didn't listen to God.
Right, we didn't listen to God. Exactly. We do that by his commandments. Since we didn't listen, what happened?
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
Now, who did God say would be our enemies?
I'm not pretty sure. No, I ain't trying to be put on the spot.
No, that's fine.
But I think the enemies can be the ones that want to influence sins.
They want to influence sinners?
No, I think influence sins on a whole bunch of people in the entire world.
You're not wrong.
Well, I'm just quoting, you know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. But we need to put names. We need to put names to this, right? He said, therefore, you will serve your enemies. Who is it that we serve today? That's what God said. He said, you, his people, you would have to serve your enemies. Who is it?
Oh, I remember I read a book. It said you will serve the unknown gods that you don't know about.
Okay, but who would make us serve those other gods? Think about it. Who would make us serve? People made us do it, right? Who made us serve?
It could be Satan, but that might be.
No. You trying to go deep. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The reality about the truth is it's very basic.
Right.
But sometimes it can be hard to admit.
Oh.
Who made us into doing this? Who did that? Let's put names on it. Who are we made to serve? Who did this?
Oh, the slave master.
Huh? The slave master.
Yeah.
What race was the slave master?
Right.
Say what? Wait.
What race? What nationality? What race was the slave master?
It could be two. And I think it's Caucasian.
Okay, Caucasian.
And African.
In Africa, okay, yes, Africans, real Africans, yes, you're absolutely correct. So, good. We had to serve the Caucasians. We had to serve the real Africans. Any other ones? You know any others? I'm really speaking history, but I'm gonna have mercy on me.
Not right now. I just got a lot in my head.
You know, he knows what I'm talking about, right? Because he's like, yeah, I'm with you. Arabs.
Well, basically.
Everybody that's not black, Hispanic, Native Indians.
Yeah.
We had. God said, because it's not like They didn't just come up with the idea out of whim. God had put the idea inside of the Caucasians. He put the idea inside of the real Africans. He put the idea inside of the Arabs. He put the idea in there to enslave us.
Right.
He put that in them. That's why we ended up here, because we didn't do what with God? We didn't what?
Listen.
We didn't listen.
Right.
So because we didn't listen, he made other races, put us in chains.
Right.
That's what God is saying. Very basic, very easy. Watch, read on.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies.
Slower, go ahead.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies,
Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Read loud but slow.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies,
Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
And one more time. He sent them against us because we didn't do what?
So we wouldn't listen.
We didn't listen.
To Christ.
Yeah, we didn't listen to God, didn't listen to the commandments. So we had to serve them for what?
And hunger.
When we want food, where do we go?
Go to the.
Is he?
Go to the house.
All right, but to get the food in the house, where we go?
We gotta go to the server and the donator.
Okay, I see where you're getting at.
Yeah.
So now they get their food from the store.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Now the server and the donation, right?
Yeah, because I remember, I know in the old days there used to be people used to be like 40 people go to someone's house. And,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Buy some food.
I'm with you. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Even for our brothers and sisters who might be homeless, right? The people and the servers who have to go get their food, the government runs some of those non-profits as well. They go to stores, Walmart, Piggly Wiggly if they still around. Hey, my brother, what's up, man? What's another store? Like a grocery store? Target, Harris Teeter, right? Who owns those stores? What race of people owns those stores?
Make it plain. Make it plain up. Bring it out.
It's very plain what God is saying you're going to have to do if you don't listen. What race of people owns the stores?
Jewish.
Yes, actually, God, wow. Yeah, I wasn't even going there, but yes. What race are the Jewish-ish? I know you must not like them. They do a lot to y'all, man. I know you pissed off at them.
Where Jesus Christ went to.
But what race? What race are the Jewish?
Oh.
What race of people are they? What race of people, you know?
White people?
Yeah, there we go. White people. Caucasians.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're just saying they race. It's not like we're saying anything slanderous. That's what they are. The Jewish are whites.
Right.
Okay. They own the grocery stores. Good. What else?
And it thirsts.
So now, if we don't pay our water bill, who cuts the water off? You see, I'm gonna tell you a fault before I want to continue. What Christianity did, they made the Bible fantasy. Right. They made it like a medieval fantasy. That's what they did.
Right.
They made it like everything that's coming out of the Bible is a parable, especially if it's plain. If it's plain, it means something. That's what they think.
Right.
God is speaking very, very plainly, very to the point.
Right.
He said, I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean as I wrote it down.
Right.
Okay, you have to serve your enemy. Our enemy put us in chains. Cool. You have to serve them for food. Who owns our grocery stores? The enemy. Caucasians, Arab, white, whatever. They own it. What about the water? They control our water.
Right.
Hey, look, you see the sewers? When the water comes down from the sky, Michael, pay attention, Michael.
Yeah.
When the water comes down from the sky, it goes down into the sewer, right? But where does it go from there? Anybody know?
Bring it up.
Yeah. It goes to the management treatments and whatnot. And that same water that now came from the sky into the sewer is now inside your faucet. And then when it comes out of your faucet, it gets billed to you.
Right.
Who controls the bill?
I would say the ocean.
You say the ocean? Ocean don't control no bills.
Nah.
What people control the bill? Even if you wanted a bottle of water, somebody gave you a free bottle of water, who bottled it? Is it black people?
I was talking about it the spiritual way, but
I'm not. I'm talking very plainly. I'm speaking very, very plain. Is it black people that bottle the water?
Not sure.
No.
I don't know everything.
Who bottled the water? It's easy. No, you know it. You're playing games with me though. Who bottled the water?
White people.
Yeah. It seems like basic questions, don't it?
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm doing it like this. So, bottled it, build it, and gave it to us.
Right.
They will control our water. Read on.
And in nakedness.
The clothes on your back. What race of people owns the textiles so that way you can put clothes on your back? I appreciate you, bro. Read the flyer. Read the flyer. What people owns the textiles to put clothes on our back? Yeah, go ahead.
And in want of all things.
So now, if you needed anything at all, that same race, you have to go to them. I think I can speak to you a little bit more quickly. Go ahead.
And he shall.
No, slow down. Read it right.
And he.
And he, that same enemy, right? Go ahead.
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Who did that? Right. Good.
Until he had destroyed thee.
What's your nationality?
Nigeria.
Okay, so that's the point. Until he have destroyed thee. You said Nigerian. You're not Nigerian.
Now look at what's my life story.
Regardless, even if you was in Nigeria right now and I was teaching you in Nigeria, you're not Nigerian.
Right.
You just live there. You're calling yourself by that country. I get it, but you're not the people of Nigeria. Now, granted, those black people live in Nigeria. That's not your race. Your race, you're an Israelite that live in Nigeria.
Right.
That's what you are. Your dad was Nigerian?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then you'll be Nigerian. Cool. But really, you're an Israelite that lived in Nigeria.
Right.
You came up and you looked like you was about to ask a question.
No, I forgot.
You forgot it?
I don't really remember. It's like the lineage of like the Israelites, like African, descent people.
Okay.
I should know like more information about that.
Okay. More information about the Israelites?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What is it that you believe in as far as your religion per se? What is it you believe in?
I mean, not Muslim, but I mean, that's like heavy.
Huh? Not Muslim, but something like what?
Not Muslim, actually. I'm actually, my family's Muslim.
But you don't really believe in it?
No, I mean, I do like a lot of Christ stuff as well. So like, I mean, it's like in churches and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna tell you. Look, check this out. So all of the information that we're bringing out here, right, is meant to clean up our spirits.
Right.
That's what we're bringing out here. The whole purpose why we out here in the first place is because all that stuff that we deal with now is because we didn't listen to God. And we have to go back to that so that way we can get cleaned up. Like, I'll give you an example. Deuteronomy 28 and go to read 28 and then jump to 61. Do that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
So now, what happened to us, now in our community, we have issues within our bodies. God looks at, when he says inside of 1 Corinthians 3, right? Our body is a representation like the temple. The reason why he messed up our temple or our body is because we didn't listen to him in the first place.
Right.
We have to be mindful about what we listen to when it comes from this book. Everything it needs to be listened to for one, is why I'm saying it like that. But when we didn't listen to him is when we get jacked up. And that's what we're trying to clean up out here right now. Verse 61? 61? Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 61. Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law.
Right. So now, every sickness and every plague that's not in the Bible, right? So I noticed that you have a bit of a twitch. Right, okay. So a part of the reason why that happens, I'm just helping you on the spiritual side as to why it's there, right? It's because God did that. It's meant to be as a scourge. It's not nothing for, and I can only imagine the upbringing, right? But God put that on you as a scourge or a whipping, so that way you can be mindful about him. Because a lot of brothers, I know quite a few, even with us, that have something like that. You with me? The reason why it's there so that way you can be mindful about his works, him. Islam, Christianity, all of that stuff was made so that way we can go away from God.
Right.
That's why that was made. That's why he has said this. Read that again.
Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
So, I mean, it goes so much into your head to where now it just messes you all the way up.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.